Yo, Deanie. Uh,
Hey,
calling from Tennessee in the U.S.
what's up, buddy?
I'll keep it short. Kind of a relatively serious question.
Oh
How do
shit.
you deal with burnout and not wanting to pick up an instrument that you love so much? I've been playing guitar for about 15 years. Started relatively young. Um, Never really left my bedroom with it. I consider myself okay. But I'm kind of dog shit compared to your fingies and your fingers, how they move. So, yeah, man, how do you deal with just losing drive for something that you love so much? I've tried the different tunings, got the 7 string. Maybe I just need an 8 string. Shout out Kiesel.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, really love your stuff. Have a great day. Shout out to Canada, but USA on tap. Hurrah!
What the hell? This guy's like gonna start like a war between Canada and the U.S. I was just noticing. Do you think that we could take Keith Merrow's skull cap off, like the top of his head? It's like there's like a line here.
You could try.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
we could
sure
try.
it comes off
You think so?
in some way. I mean, you could forcefully remove it.
I yeah, maybe I could. Burnout on guitar, any instrument is real. I've had it many times. I've loved the instrument of guitar ever since I started playing it, and I've never had any periods of time in my life where I didn't play it at least a few times a week, unless I was on vacation, which is pretty rare. I've loved this instrument a lot. That being said, it has its limitations, and also I get bored with the sound of my own guitar playing as well. I am lucky that I have a creative outlet where I get to do as much crazy shit as I possibly want. That's very inspiring, but yeah, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get burnt out. I think that just like practicing, you're sitting there with your guitar. Imagine yourself, you're practicing some arpeggio thing, whatever. Doing it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You just learned it. You're getting there, but then you get frustrated because you keep fucking up the same part, and you weren't fucking it up 5 minutes ago, but now you are. You have this wave of frustration that comes up, and this is just my personal experience, but it's this wave of frustration that comes up. You have to survive to the end of that frustration until you're no longer frustrated while maintaining the guitar in your lap, keeping the guitar with you, keeping playing. And the only way to do that is to play something that you enjoy, that you're good at, or somewhat distracting yourself for a moment, although that's a slippery slope, and that sometimes leads to you putting the guitar away. This is like a daily thing that I have to worry about, so bear with me. And it does have to do with burnout on guitar. So I call it riding the waves of frustration. You have good feelings, tougher. Why isn't this working? I'm now frustrated. You have to, when you get to the top of that, you have to ride it down so that as you're getting less frustrated, you're bringing your temperature down. You're playing something that you like. You're playing something that you know you're good at. You're still keeping engaged in the instrument, but you're taking your brain and you're putting it somewhere else for 5 minutes so that you can then ride the next wave. And eventually, I think that it probably goes more like this, and it goes up. Let's see, like that on camera? Yeah, up. So there is a point at which diminishing returns appear, and then you need to digest the information and come back the next day. And then the next day, the first couple of takes might not be as good, but after that, you'll be like nailing it. So these frustration waves also have to do with burnout on guitar. I found myself feeling guilty when I would play video games because I'd be like, I should be productive right now. My guitar's over there. I should be productive. I should be writing music. I should be practicing music. I should be making a video, something like that. A bunch of years ago, I realized that that's not the case. I shouldn't be telling my brain, or not that I am not my brain, but I shouldn't be demanding so much of my brain, so much of my thought process, or my mental power. I shouldn't be demanding that much of it. It's telling me, my basic instincts are telling me that now is not the time for me to play guitar. I need to digest information. I need to relax. I need to distract myself. So now I'm getting, and I mean, yeah, I don't have the guitar on my lap, so it's not exactly one-to-one to the metaphor of practicing, but it is similar because I'm not getting so frustrated with guitar generally that I sell my guitars. I'm still keeping them. They're still around. I just need to take a break from it. And that could be like on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Sometimes I'll go 3 months and just be so pumped on guitar. And then the next 2 months I'll be kind of bummed out about my guitar playing. Don't really have a lot of high spots in my playing because I'm like, every time I pick up the guitar, I sound the same. But I've made it through every time continuing to play guitar. And as long as you're doing that, then you're going to see upward movement in your abilities or your fulfillment with the instrument. Just make sure to keep riding the waves of frustration. You're going to get there. Everybody gets there. One thing that helped me a lot, honestly, is moving all of my stuff from my living room to a new office. And that's not something everybody can do, but making a separate area for your creative outlet that's separate from your relaxation area, and making sure that station is a different place or some, however that might work, delineating your areas in your place. I have a pretty small apartment, so everything kind of was just all there. So I'd be laying on the couch watching a movie, and I look over, I see all my guitars, and they'd be like, you have to do stuff, you have to be productive, you have to, blah, blah, blah. And I would get guilt. Like, damn it, I feel guilt. And I pick up my guitar, and nothing would come out, nothing cool would come out. Because I used up all of the creativity that I have, and that's why I'm not playing guitar. So if I try to force it, then it doesn't really work. Some people thrive in that scenario, some people do. I'm not one of them. It took me a while to realize that I need to listen to my body and listen to my brain and be like, I'm not playing guitar right now, and that's totally fine. It might reignite something for you. Also change your strings. Changing your strings makes you just sound better. These strings are old. I sound kind of like crap right now. If I change them, I feel better. Seriously, it's like a guitar hack that you just don't think about. But yeah, different tunings is kind of cool though. But I've never really found it like really revitalizes it. Although drop A is pretty sweet on an 8-string. But yeah, just like listen to your body, listen to your kind of more deeper thoughts and your instincts and kind of what your subconscious brain is kind of telling you to do. And if it says, hey, go relax and go hang out, if you played enough guitar in the last year, it's like, you probably need a break. Not necessarily like months of a break. And I've never gone through months of a break. But like I said, I'm also lucky enough to have a creative outlet. So yeah, you gotta find how your brain adapts to this kind of stuff and take advantage of it, and just understand that it can't always be shred, shred, shred. I'm gonna get better. It just doesn't happen. Social media has unfortunately also trained us to think that we should all be getting better at music all the time, and everybody else is having a party and you're not invited. And it's just not the case. It's sad, It's as a musician, you look on Instagram and you can see everybody's playing a show and you're not. Everybody's meeting guitar players and jamming with everybody and you're not. Everybody's unbelievable at guitar playing and you're not. And it's bad for your brain. So anyway, good luck.